Russia's parliament has drafted a new anti-terrorism law in the wake of the Beslan school hostage-taking. Almost 3 weeks on, efforts are being stepped up to help the survivors there. Ryan Chilcott now reports on one initiative designed for some of the youngest victims of the three-day ordeal.
Valery may not have wanted it, but he got a last look at the school he will spend the rest of his vacation trying to forget. Here's our school, he says. That building is where they killed people. So did Lena, so did the parents. But moments later, the school was out of sight, if not out of mind, as they headed out of town. This is the first group of several who will take the train to travel to Russian resorts on the Black Sea, part of the government's strategy to help these children who survived the siege to move on. And when they arrived, there was music, flowers, and letters of sympathy waiting for them at the hotel. The kids that could dive in the pool were in at lightning speed. In the water, they looked like everybody else. Those who couldn't get in looked quite different, with the scars from their days in captivity plain to see. For Valery and his friend, the wounds are under their skin, often surfacing as nightmares. Both are terrified that the terrorists who killed so many of their friends are still a threat. They were taken away to be killed, he tells me. As we escaped, the terrorists hid among us. They put the kids in a Chevy Jeep, and now they drive around and kill kids. On their very first night on vacation, all the kids were startled by the sound of fireworks. They thought shooting had broken out. Little Lenka's parents gave her a sedative to help her to get to sleep. Lena spent 3 days inside the school as a hostage without her mom or dad. She's afraid of going places alone, even if she's with me, her mother says. She has to be with her dad. Something about men, I guess. And she cries all the time. You ask her why, and she doesn't know. Fireworks aside, Lenka tells me what all the kids here say. The resort is a welcome change from Beslan, a place they now associate with crying and black dress. I don't want to go back to Beslan, she says. I'm scared. Here you can forget the sea, the pool. It's fun. For now, they get 3 weeks of fun to try to overcome 3 days of terror. Ryan Chilcott, CNN, Sochi, Russia.
Now, some parents who were held hostage with their children in Beslan school number 1 were given a choice. The militants told them they could take one child away from harm but leave another. Our correspondent Ryan Chilcott spoke with one woman who struggles with the decision she made.
After more than 24 hours in captivity with her 2 daughters, Annetta Gadieva had to make the choice.
Terrorists came and said only one woman and only one baby come out.
The hostage takers had struck a deal with a Russian negotiator to let a small group of mothers leave the school with their infants, but any older children would have to stay. Annetta pleaded with the terrorists to leave her behind and let her 9-year-old take 1-year-old Milena out instead.
I say, it's my other daughter. Maybe she take my baby and she come out.
There was to be no compromise. Either she went with the infant or no one would be released.
My bigger daughter look me and every time I see her eyes.
Her elder daughter Alana started to cry.
This is your daughter?
Yes.
And how old is she here?
9.5.
The last time she saw Alana alive was as she left the school with a group of other mothers, many of whom had to make the same choice. 24 hours later, Alana was still a hostage, sleeping, a survivor said, when one of the terrorist bombs went off. Annetta loses her English when she tells the rest. When the blast went off, she must have gotten up and started running away, she tells me, because she had a bullet here in her neck. Every morning, Annetta goes to the memorial cemetery. Every morning, she seeks forgiveness.
Мама тебя не уберегла.
Mommy didn't protect you. Mommy didn't save you. I left you there. I thought all three of us would die if we stayed. Why don't you come to me in my dreams? This was Alana 2 years ago, star of her class. She spoke to graduating students. The words then now have new meaning. This is the last time I will sing for you, she says. I will remain in the school to live, and for you, I will remain in the past. From her apartment's balcony view of the school, Annetta struggles with a decision that freed 2 lives, but forever made her a hostage of her choice. Ryan Chilcote, CNN, Beslan, Russia.
On September